Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys a new video that will just be a one-off, probably, called WWE All Talk. Now, pretty much, I'll explain why this is a thing. This probably would have made more sense to do this when All In happened, to kind of give that like a reference, but I didn't know I was going to have to do this video then, so let me just kind of explain what happened. If you are subscribed to my CM Brothers channel, you'll kind of know what's going on. Pretty much what happened is I'm banned from doing live streams for 90 days starting last week. Um was it last week actually? Yeah, it was last week. I'm banned from doing Google Hangouts because of my live reactions got copyright notice. I don't have like a strike or a claim, but I'm just banned from doing live streams. It's really weird. So I can't do the wrestling rundown here, or I can't do those Lucha Underground reviews with me and Chris. So pretty much the state of the YouTube channel kind of changed a little bit. So pretty much what happened is I can't do any Google Hangouts here. So what's gonna happen is the wrestling rundown is moving to the CM Brothers channel. We just had our first episode there this week. Make sure you guys check that out. If you go on the playlist of the wrestling rundown, Google Hangouts, and Google Hangouts on this channel, you should be able to find it. But if not, just go to the CM Brothers channel and subscribe to that, and then you should be able to find it that way. So pretty much, though, what's going to happen with this channel now, though, is I don't want this channel to be completely um, mute. So what's going to happen is I'm going to be the live reactions are dead pretty much now, because pretty much if I can't even do them here anyways, and if I do the live reactions anymore, I pretty much won't have a YouTube channel. So I'm just killing the live reactions. I killed it last week, and I quite frankly kind of like not doing the live reactions now, because it makes it easier for me to watch the shows and don't get as behind and stuff. So I kind of like the fact that I don't do the live reactions anymore. And what's also going to happen is I'm going to be bringing back weekly reviews. So every week, so this Sunday after Hell in a Cell, I will be giving you guys my review of Hell in a Cell. And then after Monday Night Raw every week, I'll give you guys my review of Monday Night Raw. SmackDown, same thing. And then obviously Mixed Match Challenge is coming this week. So what will happen with SmackDown, Mixed Match Challenge, and 205 Live, I won't do the reviews right after the shows go off the air, since there'll be other shows afterwards. It will pretty much be right at on Tuesday, right after 205 Live. I'll do my reviews of the all those shows. I hear though 205 Live is possibly moving to Wednesdays until the Mixed Match Challenge is done, which I actually think could be a good thing for 205 Live, but it is what it is. And what else though is in my and then NXT, I'll do an NXT review after the Mae Young Classics. I'll do NXT and Mae Young Classics, not in one video, just separate videos. And then obviously it'll kind of be that. So let's talk about but pretty much I'm also here to kind of talk about everything that's been going on with WWE post NXT Takeover. Well, post SummerSlam weekend, pretty much. I am going to review NXT Takeover Brooklyn 4 and SummerSlam, but kind of do more of an overview of it. But I'm also going to talk about stuff that's been going on. I'll do all of my ups and downs going into Hell in a Cell, and then I'll talk about the match code for Super Showdown, and then Evolution and stuff like that. And then I'm going to talk about NXT and stuff, what's been going on with that, and then I'm going to talk about the Mae Young Classics, and then review the first two episodes and stuff. So let's talk about SummerSlam first. Overall, I thought SummerSlam was a really good show. I don't think it was a great show, but I thought it was a really good show. I thought it flowed better than most SummerSlams, and I thought it was a really good show. I really enjoyed SummerSlam, and there was really no problems with SummerSlam. Um, I think for an 8-hour show, I thought the show kind of flew by fairly quickly, and I thought the and I thought we had some good matches on the show. So let me talk about SummerSlam though. The kickoff show, overall, the kickoff was a mixed bag. I'll give it like a solid thumbs in the middle, but I enjoyed I enjoyed seeing JBL back. with Peter Rosenberg, and that shot that Booker T gave to Peter Rosenberg when he was on the payday when JBL stole his catchphrase, and Booker T was like, "Oh, you son of a bitch." I did go back and rewatch that because I didn't hear it at the time, so I thought that was funny. And I enjoyed seeing Jerry the King Lawler there because of everything that had been going on with his personal life. Which reminds me, I also want to send my condolences out to Jim the Anvil Neihart, the family of Jim the Anvil Neihart, because you know pretty much because I haven't really talked about it on video on this channel yet anyways. It was definitely a huge loss to the wrestling business seeing him go. I think he passed away. I have my calendar right here. He passed away before SummerSlam, I know that. So he passed away the Monday Night Raw before, so he passed away August 13th, 2018. So I did get it right the second time when I did said it on the CM Brothers channel, but it was definitely a huge loss to the wrestling business. Obviously, everybody will remember his time in the Hart Foundation with Bret the Hitman Hart, where he was pretty much the powerhouse hot tag guy, probably one of the best in the business, and obviously his laugh. But he was definitely a great person in the wrestling business, and it's a shame he's not in the Hall of Fame yet. And also, you know, I think the last wrestling appearance he made was his match with Jay Lethal on TNA in 2009 when he looked really out of shape, which is kind of a shame because I heard he was trying to get himself back in shape when he came back, so it's kind of a shame that it didn't work out that way. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure I mentioned that. Now back to SummerSlam. Um, yeah, I like. So yeah, it was nice to see Jerry the King Lawler there. I didn't like the mixed tag team match. I thought it was pretty bad. Well, I shouldn't. It was pretty much a 2-star match. It was just there, and I didn't really like with the storyline with Rusev and Aiden English and stuff like that. I didn't like that at all. So I didn't like that. It was just more of them trying to break up Rusev Day, and I didn't like it at the time. So he gets a 2-star match and he gets a down, and the match really wasn't all that good anyways. And you have Lana out there who doesn't really seem to know what she's doing, so whatever. I like the Cruiserweight Championship match. I thought that match was really good. What was it disappointed about? It was right when the match really started to get going, it just ended, so I didn't like that. I'll give that match 3 3/4, and I really liked that match with you know, Cedric Alexander and Drew Gulak. And obviously the mixed tag team match was between Rusev and Lana versus Andrade, Cien Almas, and Selena Vega. I didn't like the Raw Tag Team Championship match. I thought it made the Revival look weak, and I just don't like the B team, so fuck them. So didn't like that. That was probably the second worst match on the show. So that gets it down. And then we had the opening, the start of the show. I really enjoyed the Intercontinental Championship match. I thought that was a really nice way to kick off SummerSlam in the real show time-wise anyways. And I really enjoyed that match. I thought that was one of the best opening matches on SummerSlam we've seen in a while. I think since 2009, which obviously Dolph Ziggler was in that match as well. I thought that was a really damn good Intercontinental Championship match. And obviously, it made sense for Seth Rollins to beat Dolph Ziggler. I really wish, though, he had gotten the Dean Ambrose heel turn. I think that really would have been awesome, but WWE just didn't want to go in that direction for some reason, and I think it was stupid. And then after what's been going on Raw these past few weeks, I still stand by that. So I really enjoyed the Intercontinental Championship match. If I had to give that match a rating, I would give that match probably 4 stars. It was a great match. And it was I was kind of surprised it was great because they had so many, Rollins and Ziggler have had so many matches with each other. I didn't think they were going to be able to outdo that Iron Man match, but it ended up being a great match. And then we had the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. This match I thought was really good up until the finish. I didn't like the DQ finish. It was just, why would you do that? And then obviously they ended up changing things later. But yeah, I didn't really like that. And yeah, I didn't really like the finish where it was a DQ finish, and I didn't like that at all. But New Day won and Bludgeon Brothers. If I had to rate that match, I'll give that match probably 3.5 stars. It would have been better had not ended in a DQ. Then we had Braun Strowman versus Kevin Owens for Braun Strowman's Money in the Bank contract, and Strowman just squashed Kevin Owens. and I still don't know why this happened. It was really stupid. It's considering the fact that later on in the night, Braun Strowman didn't even cash in his Money in the Bank contract, so it was just really stupid. It gets it down, and this match gets a star. Just because it was really stupid. It was more of WWE fucking up with Kevin Owens. Then we had the SmackDown Women's Championship match. I thought that was a pretty good match. I'll give that match 3.25. It was better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was easily Carmella's best performance. Charlotte Flair won, which I wasn't happy about. And then obviously Becky Lynch turned heel, which I also wasn't happy about because it failed miserably because everybody booed Charlotte Flair and cheered Becky Lynch. So that was really stupid. And I'll get into more of that, more of that later. Then we had what was the next match? I think it was AJ versus Samoa Joe for the WWE Championship. I like this match a lot. I thought this match was really good. I thought it was great, actually. I thought it was probably the second best match on SummerSlam. Where Samoa Joe was just talking shit to AJ Styles, and yeah, I enjoyed that, and AJ Styles said he was going to kick his ass, and Joe was talking shit to AJ Styles' family, which he did earlier in the kickoff, and they had a really good match here. They really tore it up, and I didn't really mind the DQ finish because it made sense. It continues the feud, and really nobody could really lose, and I thought it made sense for the story where Samoa Joe was talking shit about AJ Styles' family. So in this case, I did like the DQ finish. If I had to rate the match, I'll probably give it 4.25. It was great. It was a great match. And I like the finish. Then we had, I think it was The Miz versus Daniel Bryan. Earlier they did a segment with The Miz Taraj kind of, having like a nostalgic moment or something, and I thought that was funny, sort of. And we had Miz versus Daniel Bryan, and this match probably was the best match of SummerSlam. Probably the third best match of the whole weekend. If I had to rate this match, I'll give it 4.5. It was great. I really enjoyed the story in this match and the way it was produced. I'm not really going to break it down. You could just watch it for yourself. I kind of like how they played up the story where Daniel Bryan was going to punch Miz in the face, and that was played into throughout the whole match. But then the finish comes when Maurice handed brass knuckles to The Miz, and Daniel Bryan went for a suicide dive. The Miz hit Daniel Bryan with the brass knuckles, covered Daniel Bryan, and got the win, which continues the feud. And I have a feeling a lot of people got scared, thinking that Daniel Bryan wasn't going to resign since he lost this match. But I love this, and this continued the feud between Daniel Bryan and The Miz, and I loved it. It was great. So I loved this match. It was probably the best match of SummerSlam. If you want to watch any match, just watch this match. And then we had Finn Balor squashing Baron Corbin. Now, because I don't like Baron Corbin, I love this, so this was great. And it wasn't just Finn Balor, it was the Demon Finn Balor, which I forgot to mention on the Wrestling Rundown this week, but whatever. I really enjoyed that, though. I liked the squash, and it was awesome. And it was cool to see the Demon again, so if I had to rate this match, 2.75, it's more of a biased rating. I can't really give it 3 stars because it wasn't much of a match, but I liked seeing Baron Corbin just get destroyed, so it was awesome. And then we had Shinsuke Nakamura versus Jeff Hardy for the U.S. title. I feel bad for these guys because pretty much Jeff Hardy and Shinsuke Nakamura were put in a bad spot because when this match was about to come out, I completely forgot at the time that this match was happening, and yeah, I felt bad I felt bad for these guys. So yeah, and Nakamura beat Jeff Hardy. Overall, it was a good match. I'll give it 3 stars. It was just kind of really there. It really wasn't anything important, but so whatever. Then afterwards, Randy Orton comes out, and obviously because of the feud between Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy, and all the backstage news about Randy Orton, I probably enjoy this feud more than I have any business enjoying it. And Randy Orton comes out, and he doesn't do anything. He just walks backstage and leaves. I know a lot of people didn't like this, but maybe I'm enjoying this more because Brock Lesnar did more than Randy Orton did on this night. Randy Orton just pretty much got paid to show up to SummerSlam, come out, and leave. That's 5-star performances right there. That's how you get that's how you get your money right there. That's how you make easy work. I loved it. Um, and then we had Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's title. Overall, I liked this match. I thought it made sense for it to be a squash, considering the fact that Alexa Bliss had been trying to get away from Ronda Rousey all this time, and Alexa Bliss really didn't look that credible as a challenger to Ronda Rousey. And if you think about it, in a real life fight, Ronda Rousey would destroy Alexa Bliss. So yeah, I enjoyed the squash. I'll give it 3.25. Um, and yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good squash. Um, and Ronda Rousey won the title, which was obviously the right decision. So I like that. And then obviously you had the main event for the Universal Championship. It was Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. And obviously Vince McMahon played everybody. He did the whole bait and switch thing where he made us think that Braun Strowman was going to cash in the Money in the Bank contract, but he didn't. It was all just used so that way fans wouldn't hijack the match. And Roman Reigns just beat Brock Lesnar. And they still didn't go with Roman Reigns fully because Lesnar hasn't out for the reason he lost because he was distracted with Strowman. It was really stupid. And Strowman should have just cashed in the contract and won the title and been the biggest babyface in the company because of what happened with the main event within the past few weeks. I didn't like this at all. Gets it down. I hated it. And yeah, didn't like it. If I had to rate this match, I'd give it 2.25. Probably more of a biased sense, but whatever. SummerSlam, though, I still thought was a really good show. I'll give it just a solid B. Really good. And that's pretty much all I have to say. I would definitely recommend SummerSlam if you want to watch it. I thought the show flowed better than most years, and I like SummerSlam. Talk about though what's been going on with the main roster since SummerSlam. Now, I'm just gonna kind of go into all my ups and downs going into Hell in a Cell. Um, so let's just get right into that. I'm gonna start with the pre-show, and I'll just talk about all the storylines. We have the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. Two members of the New Day versus Rusev Day. I'm looking forward to this match. It sucks it's on the pre-show, but then when you look at the card, it makes sense because there's really no other match that could really be put on the pre-show. You can't really put the Raw Tag Team title match on the pre-show, the SmackDown Women's title match on the pre-show. You're not going to put Ronda Rousey on the pre-show. You're not going to put Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman on the pre-show. You're not going to put Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton on well, maybe Jeff Hardy, but you're not going to put Randy Orton on the pre-show. You're not going to put Daniel Bryan and The Miz, the hottest feud, on SmackDown on the pre-show. You're not going to put the WWE title on the pre-show. And it just made sense for it to be on the pre-show. I was kind of pissed, but really nothing they could do. This feud, obviously, this really isn't much of a feud. What happened is the New Day beat the Bludgeon Brothers for the SmackDown Tag Team titles on an episode on the SmackDown after SummerSlam in an ODQ match because in real life Owen got injured, so they had to take the titles off of the Bludgeon Brothers and put them on the New Day. So that because he's going to be out with a triceps tear, I believe it is, for 6 months. It's the same injury he had before. And overall, I'm alright with that because, obviously, if he's injured, you gotta take the title off him. I do gotta give a lot of respect to Rowan for going out there and really showing his performance at and going out there and wrestling even though he was injured. I hope the WWE remembers that because that was awesome. So then what happened pretty much is the WWE decided to have another tournament, which I really thought was kind of lazy, but you kind of have to give the WWE some leeway because they had to book around Rowan getting injured. So yeah, I don't know what this means for Harper now. So that sucks for him. But yeah. So yeah. Pretty much it's led to a tournament where it was two triple threat tag team matches, and then the winners would go on to face the winners would face each other, and the winners would face the New Day at Hell in a Cell. So the first one was the Ball versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus versus the Colognes, who were just randomly back on television, and the Ball won that match, and then the next one was Rusev Day versus the Usos versus I think it was Eric Young and Alexander Wolf, and the Rusev Day won, which I was happy about because I didn't think Rusev Day was going to win. And then on SmackDown this week, Rusev Day beat the Bar to become number one contenders. That was awesome, actually. I really enjoyed that because I thought the Bar was sure as hell going to win because they were announced to face the New Day for the SmackDown Tag Team titles at Super Showdown. So I was like, okay, it's definitely a guarantee the Bar is winning, but they gave it to Rusev Day. I was happy about that. I hope this doesn't mean they're going to break up Rusev Day in this match, but maybe because it's on the pre-show, they won't break him up, but obviously time will tell. But I like this feud. I don't care what you say. It's really not a feud, but Rusev Day is getting a SmackDown Tag Team title match. I thought that was great. But I really hope they don't break up Rusev Day because they are a great act. Kind of sucks though. Rusev's on the pre-show again. He was in a WWE title match a couple months ago, and now he's on the pre-show. Then we have going through the rest of the show. I'm gonna wait to cover the Raw Tag Team title match because the Raw and Universal, the Raw Tag Team and the Universal title matches kind of go together. So yeah. Talk about the SmackDown Women's title match. This shit fest. It's Charlotte Flair defending the title against Becky Lynch. By the way, so the pre-show match gets enough. The build up to that gets enough. The build up to the SmackDown Women's title match gets it down. A lot of people really like this feud, and I'm not. I'm not one of them. I think the WWE has completely botched this because pretty much they're trying to get people to root against Becky Lynch when she's the baby face in this match. They're trying to get people to boo Becky and cheer Charlotte, which isn't going to happen. Pretty much the whole reason Becky Lynch turned heel is because she's sick and tired of living under Charlotte Flair's shadow, and she wants to, she had the SmackDown Women's title match at SummerSlam, but Charlotte Flair weaseled in and took a title match. I don't know what is unlikable about Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch really shouldn't be a heel anyway. She's just so damn likable. Everybody likes Becky Lynch, and it's just really stupid. I think this turn was stupid, and I think they have to do something about this. They have to either do a double turn at Hell in a Cell, but the thing is, I don't think they want to turn Charlotte Flair heel because they like Charlotte Flair as a babyface, so it's like, this is just stupid. Becky Lynch shouldn't be a heel, and Charlotte Flair shouldn't be a heel, so I don't like this. I wasn't against the idea of Becky Lynch turning heel, but maybe if they had, but they really should have, they really should have waited a little longer. It just feels like she turned heel out of nowhere, so I don't really like it. And I don't like this feud. The dynamics are off, so I really don't like this. And what kind of sucks is this match is probably going to happen at Evolution in like a last woman standing match or something like that. But really, the match is going to lose all its steam because they're going to do the match twice before then. It won't really feel as special, so it's really stupid. And now the dynamics of the feud are off, so it's even more stupider. Then we have the Hell in a Cell match between Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton. I'm interested in this match a lot. Like I said, I'm probably more interested in this match because of the backstage stuff that's been going on with Randy Orton, where that news article was recently leaked out about him, where he wants to pull out his jank and shake the writer's hands, and the WWE is trying to say that they're investigating it when they all in on knew what was going on. They knew what was going on, but they just kind of kept it under the radar because they wanted to protect Randy Orton. Because that's always seems like they've changed their wellness policy to keep Randy Orton hired, so it's just great stuff. Jeff Hardy, too, I love his gimmick right now, with the Brother Nero gimmick, but to me it just sounds like he just took a bunch of drugs and just comes out and cuts a promo. That's awesome. And this feud's awesome, and I'm actually excited to see Jeff Hardy be in a Hell in a Cell match. I kind of hope... I I hope he doesn't do anything too crazy, though, because his body's beat up, so it'll be interesting to see what Jeff Hardy does inside Hell in a Cell, and then what sadistic thing Randy Orton's going to do inside Hell in a Cell. Will he shake Jeff Hardy's hand? And will he try to rip off Jeff Hardy's ear again? So I'm actually excited about this program. So this program gets it up. You know, Jeff Hardy made the challenge, and there's really nothing to say about it. Then we have the Raw Women's title match. Ronda Rousey defending the title against Alexa Bliss. This is really thumbs in the middle. I don't hate the idea of them wrestling again, but it doesn't really make any sense to me because Ronda Rousey destroyed Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam, and there's really no reason to do a rematch. It's just an example of where the rematch clause stipulation needs to go away because there's really no reason to continue this feud, but whatever. They're trying to do the whole thing where Ronda Rousey has injured ribs going into this match, so she might not be able to compete. But whatever. I don't really have anything to say. Thumbs in the middle. Then we have the WWE Championship match. AJ Styles defending the title against Samoa Joe. I'm interested in this. I'm very interested in this match. This is probably the match I'm looking forward to the second most on this show. This match, I think this feud's gotten really personal. The only thing I don't get is why they didn't add a stipulation to this match. I'm fine with them not doing Hell in a Cell because 3 Hell in a Cell matches in one night's way too much. But why not do like a no DQ stip or something like that, or falls count anywhere or something like that? Do something crazy because this feud's really been personal. And I have a feeling that if it's not a stipulation match, then it will end up being then they'll end up ending this match off in a DQ, and it'll be really stupid. Well, it was fine at SummerSlam because it made sense, but I won't be fine with it in this case. But overall, I like this feud. Samoa Joe pretty much is continuing to play mind games with AJ Styles and talk about his family. He teased like he was going to go to his house a couple weeks ago, but AJ Styles came out and beat the shit out of him. He did that creepy poem when he read Goodnight AJ. This feud's been awesome. Joe's been awesome. And I would really like to see Samoa Joe win the title this night. He probably won't, but whatever. So I really like this feud. Then we have the mixed tag team match. Daniel Bryan and the Brie Bella versus the Miz and Maurice. I'm really interested in this feud. I think this match actually makes sense. I'd imagine after what happened on SmackDown this week, Miz and Daniel Bryan probably will be doing most of the wrestling in this match. So that's that. But really nothing left to say. Really excited about this match. And, yeah. And then we get to the main thing out of this feud that's really got me pissed off. So I'm going to go ahead and break this down bit by bit. We have the Universal Championship picture. So, the night after SummerSlam, Roman Reigns comes out and has his first promo as Universal Champion, and he wants to be a fighting champion. And he wants to give Finn Balor his rematch for the title, to which Finn Balor lost. And Braun Strowman said he was going to cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase. I'm saying briefcase because I'm pissed off. And Braun Strowman tried to cash it in. And the Shield came out. The Shield reunited. That's problem number one. Why is the Shield back? It's pretty much really pointless. It just proves my point that Roman Reigns can't get over without the Shield. Because they tried for months and it didn't work. But once the Shield came back, everyone instantly likes Roman Reigns again. They can't. If they have to keep putting back the Shield to get Roman Reigns over, then he clearly isn't the guy. Then that was problem number one. Problem number two. Well, obviously the Shield lays out Braun Strowman, and the Shield out the heels here. Even though Braun Strowman got screwed out of the championship, the Shield out the heels. Then the next week, Braun Strowman announces he's going to cash in his Money in the Bank contract in Hell in a Cell, which is what this match is. It's Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns for the Universal title inside of Hell in a Cell, and it gets worse. So then Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns team up in a tag team match to face Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler, and Braun Strowman turns on Roman Reigns and aligns himself with Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre because he wanted to get some backup against the Shield. And they turn Braun Strowman heel. because I guess they thought Braun Strowman was getting way too over. He was gonna end up killing Roman Reigns' momentum. Let's turn the guy fucking heel. It was really stupid. And it really isn't. It's more stupid too because Braun Strowman's the babyface here. Why would he want to team up with a guy that screwed him out of his championship? The Shield are the heels here. The Shield's being back is all types of stupid. Because one, it holds down Seth Rollins because there's no chance he's ever going to get a Universal title match with his buddy Roman Reigns as the champion. Dean Ambrose should be a heel anyways. Dean Ambrose should come back as a sadistic heel. It's really stupid. It's just, why bring back Dean Ambrose if you're just going to put him right back in the same spot? Then the next week, the Shield try to come out and get revenge, and they get arrested for no reason. They just showed up to work and got arrested. And then later on in the night, after going through the court system and stuff in the span of a 3-hour Raw, which makes no sense, they came out and they were attacked by a ton of people from the Raw locker room, like Kevin Owens, Elias, pretty much all the heels. Drew Gulak, the Authors of Pain, or AOP as they're known as now, and Mike Kanellis, the Ascension. You name them, they were there. And they beat the crap out of Roman Reigns, out of the Shield. Then this week, they instantly kill off half their roster by having the Shield fight everybody off, and then the Shield are forced to leave, or Roman Reigns and Seth will be stripped of their titles and be arrested. So really, Dean Ambrose had nothing to lose. And then they come back later on in the night. As this has been happening, Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler beat the B Team for the Raw Tag Team titles. That I'm happy about because the B Team just was shit. And I'm happy Drew and Dolph won the Raw Tag Team titles. I thought that made sense, and I was happy about that. So Dean and Seth came back and attacked McIntyre and Ziggler. And then they said they could be back because they weren't dressed as the Shield. They were dressed as themselves, which was really stupid. So Baron Corbin luckily shut that down. And, yeah, pretty much, I don't know. So pretty much they threatened to arrest him because he falsely charged the Shield last week. And they hired a police officer. And eventually, pretty much we found out that if Baron Corbin didn't make the Raw Tag Team title match, he would get arrested. So this Sunday it's Drew and Dolph versus Seth and Dean for the Raw Tag Team titles. Braun Strowman was trying to, and we find out too the name of the Braun Strowman, Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre's faction is the Dogs of War. What a stupid name for a faction, Dogs of War. Wow. I'm done talking about this. Afterwards, Roman Reigns laid out Braun Strowman with a Samoan drop, to which Braun Strowman didn't get up from, even though he's been murdered by Roman Reigns and amongst others, and he's just fine. Whatever. This feud's stupid. I don't need to get into the reasons why. It's really stupid. Yeah, I hated it. Hell in a Cell. I'm actually pretty interested in the show, though. I'm interested in Joe versus AJ. I'm interested in the mixed tag team match, Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy. Even though I don't really like the premise of it, I am looking forward to seeing Drew and Dolph versus Seth and Dean, because it'll be a really good tag team title match. I'm looking forward to the Raw Women's title match. Matches I'm pretty much not looking forward to are the Universal title match and the SmackDown Women's title match, and they both have the same issue where the wrong guy is a heel and the wrong person's a face. So, on this week, Mick Foley came out and announced he was going to be the special guest referee for this match, which I think is actually pretty interesting. So, I think he's there because it's 20 years anniversary when him and Undertaker had their Hell in a Cell match, so that's why he's kind of there. But I think it's pretty interesting. So yeah, Hell in a Cell looks like a pretty good show though. And we'll have to wait and see. Braun Strowman's probably losing this match, but whatever. I'm going to do my predictions for it now, though. For the SmackDown Tag Team title match, as much as I would love to see Rusev Day win, the New Day is probably going to win because they just won the titles not that long ago. But I would love to see Rusev Day win the SmackDown Tag Team titles. For the Raw Tag Team title match, Drew and Dolph, I would say, are going to retain the titles. I really hope they don't put all the belts on the Shield, but I think Drew and Dolph should retain. They could do really well as Raw Tag Team champions. Charlotte Flair is probably going to beat Becky Lynch by DQ. I don't think this match is going to have a clean finish, so I'm just going to say Charlotte Flair will beat Becky Lynch by DQ. Randy Orton's going to beat Jeff Hardy in the Hell in a Cell match. Ronda Rousey is going to retain the Raw Women's title against Alexa Bliss. She's going to win clean. AJ Styles will... Actually, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Samoa Joe wins the WWE Championship. I probably won, but I'm going to go out on a limb. And then Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella will win the mixed tag team match. And Braun Strowman will win the Universal title. I'm picking out of spite, damn it. And then other things that have been going on Raw, though, that I don't like is what the fuck's going on with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens was missed Raw after SummerSlam, and then he was back on Raw, talked about how he's had a downward spiral since he's came to Raw in his career, so he wanted to take the Intercontinental Championship from Seth Rollins. He failed to do so, so then he quit, and everyone was thinking this is going to be like a career resurgence for Kevin Owens. Nope. There was wrestling news sites out there that he was going to be aligned with Paul Heyman. He was going to be a silent character. Nope. He just comes back the next week and attacks Bobby Lashley. Him attacking Bobby Lashley makes sense because kayfabe-wise, he injured his best friend Sami Zayn, but it's still really stupid. I don't know what the fuck's going on with Kevin Owens, and it's just really stupid. And then obviously, I'm kind of mixed about this. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. The fact that they're doing Undertaker versus Triple H again. I've actually enjoyed the program, though, going into Super Showdown. I enjoyed Triple H's promo after SummerSlam talking about how he was going to be the game again and go face the Undertaker. Then a ton of superstars have been given their predictions. A ton of legend and Hall of Famers like Ric Flair, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Christian, Booker T, and Jeff Jarrett. And then you had Shawn Michaels show up last week and give his prediction. And then the Undertaker, and he picked Triple H, and they had that great promo segment with the Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. I thought that was awesome. And then Triple H had one this week where he said he was going to put the Undertaker down. So I'm actually looking forward to this match. I actually think this match will be really good. I don't really hate the fact that they're doing this match again. But yes, they're trying to make it seem like, too, that Triple H has never beaten the Undertaker. When he has, Insurrection 2002, Triple H beat the Undertaker. So I don't really get that at all. But other matches that are on Super Showdown, the card's subject to change, so tomorrow this card can completely change. But we have a SmackDown Women's title match, Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch, up in the air, who could be the SmackDown Women's Champion. Asuka and Naomi versus the Iconics. This feud's bad. Pretty much the Iconics are beating up on Naomi, and then Asuka came out and saved her, and yeah, just bad. And then they did like a really lame segment this week. I'm not even going to talk about it. The SmackDown Tag Team title match. Either two members of the New Day or Rusev Day defending the titles against the Bar. It's probably going to end up being New Day. Then we have a Cruiserweight title match. Cruiserweight champion Cedric Alexander versus Buddy Murphy. I'll get back to that later. We have a WWE Championship match. AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Up in the air who the WWE Champion will be. We have a 6-woman tag team match. Ronda Rousey and the Bella Twins versus the Wyatt Squad. That's a house show match right there. Then we have a WWE Championship number 1 contenders match. Daniel Bryan versus The Miz. I'm interested in that. That match probably will be the best match on the show. Then we have a Then we have a 6-man tag team match. The Shield versus the Dogs of War. Not interested in that match at all. We have a tag team match, John Cena and Bobby Lashley versus Kevin Owens and Elias. That will probably just be a house show match right there. And then we have Undertaker versus Triple H. I'm interested in that match. That match probably is going to be selling out, be the reason why the ticket sales will sell out. I do like that at least Undertaker and Triple H is going out there with some sort of build, so I like that. Other things on Raw I don't like, though, is the tag team of Bobby Roode and Chad Gable. That's just really random. And then that's pretty much it. And obviously Baron Corbin being the the acting Raw general manager. Pretty much, Kurt Angle was sent home for a vacation, so Baron Corbin is the acting Raw GM. He's been um, abusing his power by changing matches on the fly and having Bobby Lashley do that anger management segment, and I don't really like this at all. I don't like Baron Corbin, so yeah. Kurt Angle, I know, is doing this to go train for another match, but Kurt Angle easily could just still be the Raw GM and train at the same time. I don't really get it, but whatever. Um, I just mainly don't want to see Baron Corbin on my TV already more than I do. But that's pretty much everything on the main roster. But I had to give everything, like if I'm just going to rate both shows, if I had to rate both shows, SmackDown's been really good, actually. I'm going to give SmackDown a B. It's been really good. It has its flaws, like the women's segments have really been flaws, but overall, I think SmackDown's been really good. Raw is a passable. It's a D minus, but it's just barely not failing. But Raw just really needs a lot of help. They need to turn Strowman back into a babyface and just enough. As for 205 Live, I really enjoyed 205 Live. They've had some fantastic matches. I really enjoyed, obviously Cedric Alexander and Cedric Alexander and Drew Gulak have continued their feud, where Drew Gulak tried to get Cedric Alexander to get a rematch with Drake Maverick, who's now managing the AOP, which I actually don't hate that, actually. I think that could be really good. But Drake Maverick won't give him his rematch, so pretty much what happens is this week, in a tag team match, Gulak and Gallagher beat Cedric Alexander and Tozawa, and this week on 205 Live, Cedric Alexander is defending the Cruiserweight title against Drew Gulak, which probably the winner of that match will face Buddy Murphy at WWE Super Showdown, so I'm excited about that. And then you have Leo Rush and Noam Dar feuding. I'm excited about that. And they've had some really good tag team matches with the really good Tornado tag team match with Gran Metalik and Lince Dorado versus Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese. That match was really damn good. Then you had a really good match with Gran Metalik and Tony Nese and Buddy Murphy and Gran Metalik and Buddy Murphy and Kalisto. So 205 Live, I think, is consistently putting on some great shows. They just really need to get out of they really need to change up the arena or something, because it's still being done and with the pretty much the arena almost empty. So that needs to change. As for NXT, I'm going to talk about that. I really enjoyed Brooklyn 4. That was a fantastic show. I think NXT TakeOver just continues to deliver. I really enjoyed Pat McAfee on the panel. I really enjoyed him. I enjoyed the case of William Regal, because pretty much what's been going on is William Regal is investigating who attacked Aleister Black, because in real life he ended up getting injured, so they had to write him off. And yeah, I enjoyed that. Great matches on takeovers too. You had Mustache Mountain versus Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly for the NXT Tag Team titles, and Strong and O'Reilly retained the titles, but that match was just great. I'm gonna give that match probably as a 4-star match. It's a great match, and I really enjoyed that match. I would really recommend it. Check it out. I think it's not better than the match though they had on NXT when Undisputed Era won back the NXT Tag Team titles, but it's still a great match. And then we had Velveteen Dream versus EC3. That match I thought was pretty good. It was probably the worst match on the show, but that's saying a lot, because every match was at least good. But I really enjoyed this. This was more of a character match, and I still enjoyed it for that sense. And I really enjoyed Velveteen Dream winning, and I enjoyed that match. I think Velveteen Dream made sense to win because he's been losing a lot, so I'm happy that he won. And then we had the NXT North American Championship match. Adam Cole versus Ricochet. That match was great. The best spot in the match was Adam Cole hitting the super kick onto Ricochet when he went for his moonsault. But there was other good spots in that match. But that match was probably the most notable one. And Ricochet winning, I was happy about, because Ricochet winning the NXT North American title makes sense, because it really he continues to rise in NXT. And quite frankly, I think the NXT North American title needed a change, and I think Ricochet can be that change. And then we have the NXT Women's title match, Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane. Really enjoyed that match as well. I would give that match probably, I'll do the star ratings at the end, but that match I thought was really good. Kairi Sane won. I like the way she won it in a surprise fashion, and I really enjoyed that match. And then the main event, which I thought was the best match of the whole SummerSlam weekend. I know a lot of people thought it was Cole and Ricochet, but I enjoyed this match more just because of the storylines and stuff like that. Last man standing match for the NXT Championship. NXT Champion Tommaso Ciampa versus Johnny Gargano. Great match. Fantastic match. These guys consistently put out great performances on the takeovers, and I really enjoyed this match. I'm not going to break it down spot for spot because that's just not what this is here for. I enjoyed. A lot of people. Some people hate the finish, but I enjoyed the finish. Johnny Gargano got so obsessed with the fact that he wanted to take out Tommaso Ciampa. It ended up costing him in the end. He was starting to become Tommaso Ciampa, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I enjoyed NXT. Takeover Brooklyn 4. It was a fantastic show. I'm going to give it an A. It wasn't quite a perfect show, but it was fantastic. We even got to see Matt Riddle, who was a huge indie star, finally make his performance. And I'll even talk about some of the dog matches that took place that aired the next week. I really enjoyed Deonna Purrazzo versus Bianca Belair. That match was really good. And I also enjoyed Pete Dunne versus Zach Gibson for the United Kingdom Championship. That match was great. The match at the United Kingdom Championship tournament, day 2 was a lot better, but this match still was great. I would definitely recommend that. So, yeah, great show. Fantastic show. NXT TakeOver easily was better than SummerSlam. I think SummerSlam was a little too long, so, yeah. But also in NXT, mainly the main storyline's been the focus of who attacked Aleister Black. William Regal has started his investigation. He's been investigating the Forgotten Sons, who I have to actually look up who is in that faction because I always forget. Um, I always continue to forget about that. It might not even be here. Just give me a second. All right, so yeah, because pretty much he's investigating anybody that was around the that area because they did like a WWE.com video of it. Johnny Gargano was there; he's been investigated, and I really enjoyed the storyline of Johnny Gargano. I wouldn't be surprised if it was him because he had the most to gain. He got the one-on-one match with Tommaso Ciampa, and I really enjoyed that. And he had like a match with Velveteen Dream where he was questioning himself, and I really liked that. And Johnny Gargano ended up losing because he just cannot. He's just trying to maintain his sanity pretty much, and he's been investigating the Forgotten Sons, who consist of Wesley Blake, Steve Cutler, and Jackson Riker, which is Gunner from TNA. And I enjoyed that. They ended up having a match with the Street Profits and winning. And they said they didn't attack Aleister Black because they were trying to go and they were trying to go and ask William Regal for an opportunity. And then they also who was interrogated was EC3 name drop after he was interviewed, name dropped Lars Sullivan as being a possible you know suspect, but which caused Lars Sullivan to attack him, and Lars Sullivan admitted that he was looking for Aleister Black to take him out, but somebody beat him to the punch. Nikki Cross was just too crazy to give an answer, so it led to a match with Bianca Belair and Nikki Cross where it just ended in a brawl, and I think it's going to turn into a feud, which I won't mind. And then Cassius Ohno wanted to be questioned, but he gets upset that he continuously just gets overlooked for the new hard acts, which I'm assuming that's going to lead to a match between him and either Matt Riddle or Keith Lee, since they're going to be the new signees for NXT, which I actually kind of like Cassius Ohno's storyline. And who else? Undisputed Era, a lot of the question, and who else was best? Heavy Machinery was investigated, but they say they didn't do it. And Tommaso Ciampa's the most investigated because he was the NXT champion. He was able to turn the match in his favor, but he says he didn't do it either. So I enjoy that storyline. I even enjoy the storyline with Ricochet and Pete Dunne. And now this week they're going to have a title for title match, which I'm excited about. I can't wait to see how that turns out. I'm assuming it's going to lead to Undisputed Era attacking Ricochet and Adam Cole, so that way no one will lose the titles, because I don't think it's going to end up. We're going to have one guy's going to hold both belts, but you never know. We'll have to wait and see. And then it's pretty much everything NXT related. So really nothing left to say about NXT. As for the Mae Young Classics, I'm just going to go over real quick every participant in the tournament, because I haven't really done that much because I've been busy. Let me just get the participants. So I'm just going to read every participant and what country they're representing and stuff. Representing the United States, Ariel Monroe. Representing the United States, Allison Kay. Representing the United States, Ashley Lane, who is best known as Madison Rayne from TNA. Representing the United States, Deonna Purrazzo, who's been there before when she was the girl that got knocked out by Asuka, but also has made her name in the Indies and stuff. She was the alternate last year. Representing Japan, Hiroshi Matsumoto, who wrestled in WCW before. Representing Japan, Io Shara, who is the big signee they've been hyping up. Representing Scotland, Isla Dawn, I don't know how you say that name. Representing the United States, Jesse Alaban. Representing England, Ginny. Representing the United States, Casey Cantazawa, who have competed on American Ninja Warrior. Representing the United States, Caitlyn. Caitlyn's obviously a former Divas champion. Kind of cool Caitlyn's back, I guess, but Caitlyn really didn't light my world on fire when she was there before. Representing the United States, Karen Q, who was also in Ring of Honor and stuff like that. Representing India, Kavita Devi, who was in it last year. Representing Portugal, Keller Kelly, who's a member of the NXT UK brand. I imagine too, Ginny is as well. Representing the United States, Lacey Lane. Representing the United States, MJ Jenkins. Representing Japan, Miko Satomura. Representing the United States, Mercedes Martinez, who made it all the way to the semifinals last year. Representing South Korea, Mia Yim, who was in it last year. Representing Canada, Nicole Matthews. Representing the United States, Priscilla Kelly. Representing the United States, Rachel Evers, who was in it last year. Representing the United States, Renee Gonzalez, who was in it last year. Representing Australia, Ray Ripley, who was in it last year, and I think a part of the UK brand. Representing Brazil, Taria Conte, who qualified by beating, was also in it last year, but qualified by defeating Vanessa Bourne on the August 8th edition of NXT. Representing Wales, Tegan Knox, who was supposed to be in it last year but was injured. Representing Australia, Toni Storm, who's part of the NXT UK brand. Representing Canada, Vanessa Craven, I think was in ROH and stuff too. Representing England, Zaya Brookside, who's the daughter of Robbie Brookside. Representing China, Zaya Lee, who was in the Mae Young Classic last year. Representing Chile, Satara. And representing Mexico, Zeus. I don't know how you say that. Let me go over to the matches. The broadcast team, too, is pretty cool. We have Beth Phoenix. We have the commentary team of Beth Phoenix, Michael Cole, and Renee Young, which is the first time that we have two women on the commentary booth. Renee Young's now the permanent commentator, too, of Monday Night Raw. I didn't mention that. I think that's really cool. She definitely deserves to be there. I think she is easily better than Jonathan Coachman. Jonathan Coachman will be taking her place as the host of the panel, so I'm excited about that. But also we have Kathy Kelly, who will be a backstage interviewer. Sarah Scriber, I don't know how you say that name, and Shada Bezaro, I don't know how you say that either. I'm messing up the names really bad, but whatever. And then we have the tournament brackets, which I'm going to try not to go over everybody. So episode 1, we had episode 1, I don't think that was episode 1, actually. Wait, yeah, it was episode 1. I believe the first few matches were... the first match was Tegan Knox versus Satara, which that match I thought was really good, pretty good. Um, Tegan Knox ended up winning that match. I don't remember how she won, but I thought that match was pretty good. It was a good match for Tegan Knox to have. I thought that match was pretty good. Ray Ripley beat MJ Jenkins. I thought that match actually was pretty good too. Ray Ripley is pretty much a new aggressive heel now, which I'm happy about, so that's cool. And then we have Mayoko Satomura versus Killer Kelly. That match was actually really good too. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was because I didn't like Killer Kelly's last match he had in the NXT UK shows, but I thought that match was pretty good. And Mikao Satomura won with a Death Valley Driver. Ray Ripley won um, with a package pile driver. Not a package pile driver, but pretty much a package power bomb is what I was thinking of. And then we had in episode 2, we had what was the first match? Deonna Purrazzo beat Priscilla Kelly. I liked the match, but I was kind of disappointed because I thought that um, Priscilla Kelly, they were building up as having all these mind games in this match, and she just ended up you know, just wrestling a regular match, which I was disappointed about. But Deonna Purrazzo made a tap out with a Fujiwara armbar. I thought that was nice. Casey Canizaro beat Wendy Gonzalez. I thought that match was pretty good, actually. I thought that match was good. I thought that match was pretty good, and Casey Canizaro, for someone who's never been wrestling before, looked really good in the match. He ended up climbing up the post, which was really cool, and Kazuya Canizaro won with a roll-up, so that was nice. And then we had I forgot to mention on episode 1 it was Lacey Lane versus Vanessa Craven, and that match I thought was really good as well. And Lacey Lane won, and I thought that match was just really good. And then we had what was the other person? What was the other match that was on the show? Because it was on episode 2. Oh, it was Zeus versus Ariel Monroe. That match was good. Cedric Alexander and her daughter was there because that's Cedric Alexander's wife, which I didn't know she wrestled. And Zeus won with the Spanish fly from the top turnbuckle. Thought it was a good match. It wasn't as good as the other matches, but it was good. I like the fact that Cedric Alexander's daughter cried because it builds up heel heat. And then the main event was Ashley Wayne versus Mercedes Martinez. That match I thought was really good. And Mercedes Martinez won with a fisherman suplex pretty much. And I was pretty surprised about that, considering the fact that Ashley Wayne was coming in with so much hype. But she ended up losing the first round. I was kind of surprised about that. I didn't hate it though, but I was surprised. Maybe because she was gonna wrestle with All In and stuff. She would have had other indie bookings to do, so she was only able to do the one match. I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but overall, that's the Mae Young Classics. I think it's been really good so far. I've really enjoyed every match that's been on the show, and I'm going to be continuing to watch that every week and review it. So that's pretty much my video. And I got to say, when Michael Cole doesn't have Vince McMahon in his ear all the time, he's really damn good on commentary. I think a lot of people crap on Michael Cole a lot, but he's really damn good on commentary. Um, and then that's pretty much the end of this video. I really don't have anything left to say. I do want to say, though, that it is, I got to talk about this because I haven't talked about this on camera. It's disappointing that Matt Hardy might not be wrestling on a full-time basis anymore, which kind of sucks because his Woken gimmick I thought was really getting over. And obviously Jason Jordan might not be coming back either because of his neck injuries, which might be better in the long term for him because of that Kurt Angle's son angle they had. It's going to be tough for people to forget about that, but the guy should still be able to wrestle. Because I heard rumors they were going to bring back American Alpha with Chad Gable, but then those plans didn't really go through, so it is disappointing. But overall, that's pretty much everything going on with the WWE right now. And I did that in a little under an hour. It's about to reach an hour in a couple of seconds. And overall, if I had to say, NXT is an A. I think NXT's been a fantastic show. It has some bad moments, like the Cassius Ohno storyline I don't understand, and jobbing out Kona Reeves. I don't really like Kona Reeves that much, but I don't know. But it's just more nitpicky stuff than anything else. 205 Live has been fantastic. They just need to get into a different arena, and it looks like maybe they're going to change days with the Mixed Match Challenge being on, so maybe this will be a good thing for 205 Live. Maybe go to Full Sail for a few weeks. Um, and then the Mae Young Classic's been great so far. I'll give it a B because it's still within the first round, so I'm not going to rate the Mae Young Classics yet, but overall, I enjoyed that. There was one thing I didn't talk about. The Mixed Match Challenge is coming back, so I got to go over that. I don't mind the fact that this is coming back because I enjoyed the first Mae Young Class, not the first Mixed Match Challenge, so I enjoyed that. Um, and I'm pretty excited about the Mixed Match Challenge so far, so I'm excited about that. But going over the teams that are in this tournament, it's going to go on from this week. Yeah, it's going to go on from this week, and the finals will take place. Oh, at tables, ladders, and chairs, actually. So that's kind of interesting. I like the fact that it's taking place on a pay-per-view, so the finals will take place at TLC, so that's pretty interesting. But let's go over. It says in the second, teams will compete in a Robin round robin style tournament throughout the 14 30-minute 2-match episodes. But going over the teams, we have the Raw teams. Some of them returning. We have Team Little Big. We have Sasha Banks and Bobby Lashley. I don't know what the team name is yet, but whatever. Bayley and Finn Balor, which I think they should have been a team the first time around, but whatever. Alicia Fox and Jinder Mahal. That's probably going to be the first team out. And Team Pause, which is Natalya and Kevin Owens. Little Big, you guys should know, is Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman. Then for the SmackDown teams, we have Team Asuka. Or Awesome, whatever it's called. But it's Asuka and The Miz. Obviously, they won the first season, so it makes sense to put them back together. Naomi and Jimmy Uso. Lana and Rusev. Charlotte Flair and AJ Styles. And Carmelo and R-Truth. Obviously, Carmelo and R-Truth makes sense because of what they've been building up on SmackDown. And then we have the brackets. We're going to have it looks really confusing with the way they have it set up. But I know the first match is going to be let me see if they have the brackets on Facebook because they don't even have a proper bracket. Yeah, so the week 1 is going to be Team Little Big versus Team Pause, and AJ Styles and Charlotte Flair versus Naomi and Jimmy Uso. So those are the matches for week 1 of Mixed Match Challenge, but it doesn't say when the but the finals is going to take place at TOC. That's kind of interesting. That's a while then. And then going over, I forgot to go over the matches that are going to take place at Evolution. I'll do that real quick. So just give me a second. Obviously this is subject to change. But I don't know some of the matches I do know, some of the matches I don't know. We know that we're going to have a Raw Women's title match, which I'd imagine is going to be Ronda Rousey versus either Stephanie McMahon. At least that's what I'm guessing. Stephanie McMahon, Nikki Bella, Natalya, or maybe Nia Jax if she comes back, because that would make sense. The SmackDown Women's title match, which I imagine is going to be probably Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. the NXT Women's Championship match, which is probably going to be Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler in a rematch. The NXT UK Women's Championship match, which I don't even know who the champion is or anything, so I'm imagine. I know they just taped some NXT UK shows, and the new Women's Champion is going to be crowned on that show, so I'd imagine that's going to air at some point before Evolution, so yeah. And then we have the finals of the Mae Young Classics, which I'm excited about. I don't really anybody could make it to the finals. I don't know who's gonna. And then we're gonna have a singles match between Alexa Bliss and Trish Stratus, which I think that match will be pretty good. I think the build-up will be pretty good since Alexa Bliss was like a Trish Stratus fan, and Alexa Bliss was sold that really well, and Trish Stratus was on Raw a couple of weeks ago, so I think that match would be pretty good. But this match just is random. It's Lita versus Mickie James, which is weird because I don't think there's going to be any build at all in this match. Mickie James is just barely a factor on Raw, and Lita didn't look very well in the Royal Rumble match earlier this year. So it'll be interesting to see how Lita looks going into Evolution. So we'll have to wait and see. The Evolution pay-per-view I'm pretty excited about, but it feels like I should be more excited than I am. Maybe because, too, it's I don't know. I just don't really feel like as excited as I should be. I probably will get excited once the show really gets going. Probably like when I watch the Mae Young Classics. That's probably will be the match I'll be excited to see the most. So whatever. But that's pretty much the end of this video. I pretty much covered everything that there was to cover. And I don't really have anything left to say. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this video. And please make sure you guys like, comment, and share this video so people will watch it. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel for more content. And click on the bell so that way every time I upload a video, you guys will get the notifications for it. And I will be back tomorrow night after Hell in a Cell to review Hell in a Cell. So that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later. Oh, and also make sure you guys subscribe to my Owen the Talkinator YouTube channel as well. So that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.